Hey, welcome to Western Oregon University. Here today at Monmouth, we have the Oregon State Beavers taking on the home team, the Western Oregon Wolves. Should be a good matchup between a D1 AA school and an NCR small college. Apparently these teams are fairly evenly matched. Looks like the Beavers are going to kick off. Just a beautiful day here in Monmouth. A small crowd has gathered here to watch this. Looks like it's going to be Connor Clark to get us underway. He kicks off to the left-hand side. Number 3's under it. However, a nice jump in the air by the Beavers side turned one of his players offside accidentally there. And Western Oregon get a penalty and they'll be kicking for touch. Nice kick. He's found touch right on the 10-meter line of the Oregon State Beavers. The players are having a little dispute over as to which line on the field is actually the touch line. They've decided finally that it's the white line that they're playing today. These fields that get multi-use, they've got to have all sorts of markings on them. It's Wielanded to throw. Ball goes up from the front of the line out. Swung wide. They're getting it expansively here straight away. The centre makes a nice move. Puts the outside player away. He's off to the races and he will score. Under the sticks, no less. Well, it was a great bake there by Taboni. And I believe he put Kohler away. I think that was... it might have been number 11 that got the try, Benedetti. Lovely try there. Getting it wide, straight off the line out. A runner came into the back line, and it wasn't defended well. Big start for the Wolves. The conversion is successful. And the score is 7-0. Western Oregon over the Beavers. I believe that was Smith with the conversion. The Beavers on the restart here. Again, they go to the left. Pretty decent kick. It's fielded just outside the 22. Strong run. Advantage coming here. The tackle was just a smidge high. So with the free play in effect, it's Smith who takes the ball into contact. He's squirreled the ball back there. A bit of a low pass, but the prop picks it up. Sorry, that was the hooker, Wielander. The referee was always playing advantage, and when nothing was on the cards there, they ended up kicking it away, and they'll come back for the penalty. Just a little bit around the shoulders there. It's a right-footed kick. He got very lucky there as it bounces into touch. Peeled off a lot of distance. But Smith got very lucky there. Line out inside the Beavers 22. They're talking it over. Wheelander's got the call. Again, they go to the front. Untidy ball. They swing it out wide. It ends up out in the inside centre, who's crunched with a good tackle. However, number 13 is away. The centre is away again. He's a handful over there. He's finally dragged down, but it's too late. It's another try in the corner, and that was Taboni. James Taboni, he's a freshman out of Mountain View High School. He's looking like the real deal here today. Well, the Beavers have definitely come out flat here. They've been jumped on by the Wolves. And at the moment, the score is 12-0.
Happy to join in the booth here for a minute, Chip. Quite a fast start for the Wolves here, eh?
Yeah, obviously they're powered by sunshine, these guys.
They are.
The Beavers probably needed a little wetter than this. That's why, unfortunately, the conversion was not successful. He hooked it a little bit to the left. Yes, I'm joined in the booth by Andy Main. And what's your official handle again, Andy?
Hey, Chip. Yeah, thanks for being out here today and doing our commentary. I'm Associate Director of Campus Recreation, which basically what that means is part of my job is I oversee all of our club sport teams.
So you're basically the opposite of the fun police.
I try to be, although I think some of the players on the team would beg to differ a little bit there. I also have to enforce all the fun policies, but...
That's a good high steepling kick. Unfortunately knocked forward by one of the Beavers players. Referee's playing advantage. The halfback digs for the ball. Goes to the blind side. Finds Smith. He puts a fend in, but he's dragged to the ground. Good tackle. Wolves secure ball. They take it into contact, but they're met. Now, the referee called them for offside there. Didn't like it. A little bit of chirping, too, from the Beaver players. They can't afford to lose some discipline here early in the game. Again, Smith Bananas one. This time it's safely into touch. The last one was a little bit dodgy. He got away with it last time. This one's a much safer bet, but he did not peel off as much territory.
All right, Chip, perhaps some technical difficulties but when I first joined you, but I should be with you now. Andy Main here in the booth, Associate Director of Campus Rec here at Western Oregon. So I oversee all the club teams, and I'm also on the board for the Northwest Collegiate Rugby Conference. So you could say I'm somewhat representing both these teams today because they are both in that conference.
Cool. And then I've been here before when you've hosted tournaments in the past, and you have teams from all over the country coming to those tournaments, right?
That's right. Regional championships in 2019.
The ball's gone into Kohler. He's come off the wing as being the first receiver, and he's made a really decent run up there. The ball's very, very slow to come out. Again, advantage coming, penalty advantage coming. The Beavers have infringed again in the ruck area. Oh, a bit of a low pass. However, they get it out to Taboni again, who's upended with a huge tackle.
That's Braden Eltigond, actually, Chip.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the one that scored that first try as well.
Okay, well, my eyes are pretty bad,
no
so
worries.
yeah, I got the wrong one. Yeah, but he's had a bit of a cracking start.
Yes,
that fullback.
happy to assist. The Western team is overall very young, but he is one of their veterans, so not surprised to see him making an early impact and helping lead this young team.
Looks like he's doing psychology here.
Right. Yep. Braden's been a guy that's been, the team has been really happy to have for since he was a freshman and he first joined the team. Actually went to the same hometown as head coach Sean Pomeroy is how they originally found him.
Yeah, it looks like he's out of Napa, Oregon. That's not a lot of people down there.
But Sean and Braden are, that's for sure.
It's a line out. Nicely won by the Beavers there as that midfield take it up. Good yards there for the Beaver back line this time. Trying to get the ball in their hands and get a little confident. This time, I don't think the ball was knocked on. I think it came off his leg. The referee saw it differently, however. Who's the referee for today's encounter, Andy?
That is the wonderful Jordan Portasano. Excellent, excellent referee. He is also actually the vice president of the board of the Northwest Collegiate Rugby Conference. So in addition to being an excellent sir, he helps keep the conference organized as well. So we're
Is
really
he
happy
selling
to have him.
hot dogs at halftime too?
He might have to. We'll have to get him a hot dog. He just came from another game in Portland, so he's had a busy day already.
This is Vaughan to feed the scrum for Western Oregon. And it's the first set piece, first scrum of the day. And it's gone straight to ground. Vaughan is marked by his opposite, Garcin.
Well, the Wolves have started fast, Chip, but historically this has been a very close match. These two teams going back a couple decades have played about this time of year every year, sometimes as a conference match, sometimes as a friendly. And it always ends up being within a try, it feels like.
Now the scrum's sort of going sideways. They're a little under pressure. The halfback comes around. I think he might have got a little bit in front of it there, Gussin. So they're an under penalty advantage again. Wolves have the ball. Feed it to Smith. Goes wide.
To Boney.
To Boney's out there. He's corralled. Then he gets the ball away in contact, and there's nothing happening there. They'll come back for the penalty. And again, it seems that though it served them well to take the distance with the touch finder and then proceed from their set piece.
A little bit of what we might be seeing here is Western Oregon played a game last week down in Boise, a real tough match. But, they've obviously had a chance to work out some of those kinks. Oregon State, this is their first match. They had an inter-squad scrimmage, but this is their first match. So maybe that's one of the reasons for all the extra penalties. They're working out the kinks with their new players.
Unlike American football, the rugby teams don't practice hours on end every day. It's usually pretty short and sharp, the practices. It's hard to get cohesion when you don't play a lot. So you've got to play a lot with the players on your team in order to better yourself. Again, Western Oregon go to the front. The halfback was under pressure. A skip pass out to Smith, who's now out in the outside centre position. Now they swing it way wide out to that left wing. Western Oregon winning a ton of ball here. They've shifted it. That ball might have gone backwards just a smidge, but the referee again disagrees. He says, nope, that's a Western Oregon knock-on. It's a pretty fancy setup here in the commentary booth. Looks like they've been spending a lot of money here on the facilities.
Yeah, we've really tried to invest in not only this turf field facility, but, like you said, the media tower, the filming, our wonderful staff of students that do an excellent job here making sure we're a top-notch operation.
The Beavers now on attack. They've got it wide and turned to the centres. They attack the blind side. The Beavers now getting their share of the ball. There's a pick and go there. He's peeled off the back. Again, the ball's available. Garson triggers it. Feeds it up to the big forward. That was Bilquist.
Nice drive there.
Now the Beavers are using their size and driving forward. Running onto the ball at pace this time. That's an excellent run there. He's got the ball away to the right-hand side. A big fend as he's bundled into touch with probably a metre short of the Wolf try line. The line out will be set at the 5-metre line. But Beaver showing way more enterprise there.
Yeah, rough couple 10 minutes or so for the Beavers, but like I said, I'm not surprised to see they're starting to figure it out. They got some great players. Kind of interesting about these two teams is a lot of them know each other. It's a fun, intense rivalry, but a fun one. A lot of them play the same high school teams in Rugby, Oregon, or know each other from summer sevens programs. So there's a lot of intensity between these two teams, and they know each
Wolves
other well.
throw into the line out. Tap ball, very untidy. He's going to try to kick that out. I doubt that he's found touch. The ball's bouncing around. The Beavers have grabbed it. Big run up by the forwards. He's belted to the ground. Again, the ball is there. Halfback's having to dig for it. Halfback's involved. They're still sort of rolling forward. Penalty advantage coming here. Now they trundle it up with the big men again. A nice bruising run there. Again, they swing it. Coming to the left here now. He's held on for dear life there. Is Taboni trying to bring that Beaver player to the ground, but he didn't want to go to ground. Now the halfback snipes, and he's over. That was Garcin, I believe.
Tough to see those numbers on the Beavers uniforms, isn't it?
It is really tricky to see the numbers on the Beavers
right,
uniforms.
right.
They're wearing white today, and they've got white numbers.
That's right.
So I don't know who ordered those jerseys. Maybe it was my ex-wife who put in the order for those jerseys.
She wanted to make sure you struggled a little bit today. Well, yeah, I mentioned a couple of players on the Western Oregon team, as Oregon State attempts the conversion.
Yep, that's Clark with the extras.
One guy I'm watching today is, I believe, the flanker wearing number 7, if you can make it out, is Clint Pfeiffer. He's one of those players that, local guy, grew up in Salem, played with on the Lost Boys high school team. And a number of the players on the WOU team were on that same team with him. So we've had a chance to see him for the past 4 years or so on this field playing for Oregon State, and it's fun to see him have one last run with the Beavers.
Well, we've got a game in our hands now. It's 12-7, and that is we're 16 minutes in. Looks like the clock is winding down. Is that correct?
Correct. Yep,
Okay.
Winding down.
Whenever you have a sunny day like this and you've been practicing in the cooler weather, you know, you're going to get tired later in the game. Not a bad kickoff, but the Beavers have grabbed it despite the contest in the air.
Looks like advantage as well.
A good run from the forwards. He's coming from depth and he's hitting that line hard. We love to see that. The backs are nice and deep. He might have just knocked that on out there, and the referee was playing a long advantage. They never made the advantage line, so that's perfectly fine. That's good refereeing. Instead of blowing the whistle, he allowed the play to develop, and unfortunately the Beavers carpeted it, and there was no loss of yardage. So we got a big front row there for the Beavers. We got Resendez, Beagle, and Sendu in the front row. They're offset with Baker, Wieslander, the hooker, and Yost.
Both props, first-year players, Chip, freshmen for Western Oregon.
Garson gets the first receiver now kicks the ball down.
Well played.
It's the fullback is back there. He fields it easily and then finds touch. A nice, safe play. He was isolated back there. That was the right choice.
Yeah, that's
Nice
Braden
play.
again. That's that veteran experience coming into play. That's why Coach Sean Pomeroy and Ben Barlow like to have him in the back there.
Beavers are captained by Dawson Taron. He's the fly half. I will refer to him as the first 5/8. As the Beavers win their own ball. It's a huge pass by the halfback, but it's actually gone into the backfield behind some of the centres. That's a hell of a pass he's got on him.
It was.
Again, now the Wolves counter-ruck here, and the Beavers still have the ball, but they were sat on their rear temporarily. The referee didn't like the look of it, that's for sure. Penalty advantage coming to the Beavers. Now again, they take it up. Some dummy forward runners, and now a left-footed kick, and he's probably attempting a kick pass there, Not quite sure what he was up to. Worth a try, though, because he's got a penalty midfield. 2 metres inside the Beavers' half. The Beavers are playing from right to left on your radio dial. The kick finds touch, but barely. The field here is quite wide, and when you end up in the middle of the field, you've got to have a bit of a leg on you to actually find the touch line.
You do. On this field, you see it a lot where attempting to find touch, the kickers come a little bit short, so it does take a little bit of adjustment for those coming from a more narrow field that you see in a lot of campuses in the area.
I would have loved to have played on this field, providing the ball to the backs so they could run and score on the corner.
Yep.
Beavers throw. Beagle goes to the front. Bit of a wobbly pass. However, the referee says play on. That was too low for those big forwards. They need to... Oh, this time he heard footsteps and he was met without the ball, but he'd already knocked the ball on as the Beavers player came into contact. Now the ball is back. He's found, I believe, the prop Baker.
Yes, Quentin Baker.
Yeah, I don't quite know what he was doing. He wasn't expecting
Look out
it.
for Isaac.
However, a good crashing midfield run by Bear has Western Oregon with the ball, and they're moving up the field.
That's Yost with another drive there.
They're working their way out of the 22 by running it out. I like that style. Again, Western Oregon seem to have the ball. Again, we've got a one-out runner this time. The Western Oregon forward pack better get there, otherwise the Beavers will turn that ball over. This is one of the things that the Western Oregon coaches were commenting on. They wanted to be more connected today. Penalty advantage coming here. And again, effectively a free play for the Western Oregon backline. This time they swing it out to the left. Ooh. A big run, but this one a pretty high tackle. That one might draw a yellow card. Certainly he's going to have a talking to by the ref. Looks like number 4, Bilquist. He's a tall human being. He probably had a hard time getting down that low.
That's a good point. Looks like no card.
I don't think he's going to get any leeway next time, though, however.
Here it is, that potential long kick from the middle of the field, and there we go. It does just get there.
Yeah, the Beavers players there should have manned that touchline a little tighter, and that would have been returnable, if you will. But they didn't expect him to hook it quite so dramatically towards the touchline. Looks like it might be a hydration break here.
Yeah, Chip, and on that note, while we have a break in the action, I just want to make sure to give a shout-out to all the Western Oregon alumni, the rugby alumni watching on the stream. One in particular, Spike Ripley. The team wants him to know they're dedicating the season to him. Spike, an excellent young man that played on the team just a few years ago and is currently battling well against cancer. And we all wanted him to know that we were thinking of him and wishing him the best. And we hope he's watching the live stream today. They're out there for you today, Spike.
Yeah, good on you, Spike. Speedy recovery. It's horrible when you have cancer and you're so young. It just doesn't seem right, you know. So all the best, Spike, and hope you feel better, mate.
And with that, I'll leave the booth for a bit, Chip. But thanks for having me up here for a while, and I think we're in store for a great match.
Well, you sound like you're pretty good. I don't have to split my pay with you, do I?
Yeah, considering you're doing it for free, I guess not.
Oh, geez. I thought that all those zeros, there was going to be a 1 in front of it.
Appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of the match.
Thanks, Andy. So this is a relatively new thing. Back in the day when I played, back in 1933, we didn't have water breaks, and we didn't even barely have anyone replacing us off the bench. But jokes aside, it's a pretty warm day here, and that turf field, you can really get the heat out of it, especially when it's bright sunshine like this. I want to say it's about 80 degrees here today. And I was down on the field earlier talking with the coaches, and yeah, it was warm. Let's not sugarcoat it. It's been a very interesting 20 minutes so far. We're fractionally over that. We're 22 minutes in, and the Wolves jumped on top. That was Andy corrected me. It was a try by El Tagondi, the experienced fullback, and then the second try was scored by Benedette. The second try was scored by I'm not sure. I don't remember anymore. Maybe it was Taboni. I think it was. And he's looked dangerous out there in the backs, Taboni, and so has the fullback. But the Beavers are playing well. They were smacked in the mouth early on, and now they're bouncing back. So as we resume, it was a line out from the penalty that caused the stoppage. And it's right dead on halfway. Western Oregon to throw. At this time, they're overthrowing the ball. The Beavers have grabbed it. That throw was too high. I don't even think Yao Ming could have got that one. Again, the Beavers run it up in the forward pack. I think that was Beagle. Again, running from depth. Great tackle there by the Western Oregon player. Again, another attempt at a spot tackle. But he's coming up fast, and the referee says too fast. So that would mean you're offside. Quick tap. And off the Beavers go. The player is isolated, but he's making great ground. In fact, he's not going to get stopped. He's gone. He's taken advantage of a few of the Wolves players with their backs turned, and he's in for a try. Great individual try. Oh, we've got a game on our hands and then some. The Wolves have been shocked. Yeah, the Wolves are stunned by that. They weren't expecting the quick tap. And the player, which looks like the number 7, Pfeiffer, he was the one that said, if you're not going to have your heads turned around and facing me, I'm going to take off. Couple of soft tackles there. No one took him around the legs. A few guys scragged him up high, and he shrugged those tacklers off, and it was a really good try. Had he been tackled, there was no Beavers players in support of him. They were surprised as the Western Oregon players. The extras were duly added by Clark. He seems like he's a pretty proficient kicker. Hasn't been tested, though, with both of those tries very close to the post. 14-12 is your score as the Wolves restart to this right-hand touchline. The ball actually doesn't get corralled by anybody. It bounces around, and then Bear takes it up the middle. He runs directly. I like him. There's a contest for the ball. Looks like the Beavers might have it. Now the Western Oregon have corralled the ball back. Looks like a double knock-on, and the ball's going to be a Western Oregon feed. It's always a good time for a breather by the forwards as you set the scrum. Again, the Western Oregon scrum's been under pressure. The ball squirts out. They've gone to the blind. That's Kohler, and he's dynamite. He's already zigzagging away as down this touchline. The ball's available. Western Oregon swing it to the forwards. One of the forwards has left it behind, though. And the referee's saying that's a knock-on. And again, a little bit of chippiness by these guys. It's cost them a penalty. It was a knock-on, and the referee said, I don't like you talking to me like that. And he has pinged them on a penalty. A good touch finder there. by the Beavers. They'll restart play midway between halfway and the 10-metre line in Western Oregon territory. 14-12 to the Beavers. It might be a testosterone-filled game, but you can't talk back to the referee, no matter who you are. They do not like it. Looks like we've got a substitute coming on. He's a tall, lanky kid, I can report that. He's gone straight into the jumping spot as the Beavers trigger the throw. Tap ball. Garson sends it to the first receiver. Out to the inside centre, who puts it on the boot. And that's not a bad kick. It's tumbling towards the touchline. And there was a foot race to see who got the ball. And in the end, I believe the Beaver player, while he was trying to tow it ahead, kicked it into touch. Did you catch which player replaced? It was a lock for the Wolves that's gone off. Western Oregon line out inside their 22. Oh, the replacement got very high. Nice line out ball. And as the Beavers try to run it out from their own inside their own 22, looked like potentially the ball was knocked forward by an Oregon State player. Not quite sure about that concept. Western Oregon scrum here, right in the shadows of their own goalposts. The scrum's gone to ground, and to be truthful, the Western Oregon scrum has been under pressure. Looks like it's a slightly bigger Beaver pack, and probably due to the players' ages. Western Oregon has a lot of freshmen, sophomores, so they haven't filled out yet. They haven't taken advantage of the cafeteria delights. This time, the Western Oregon scrum holds, gets the ball back. Again, they try to run it out from their own goal line, which is risky business, but the referee had a penalty advantage coming. That's why they felt that they had the opportunity to take advantage of that. They go quick. They tap the ball. And now they're running out to this right-hand touchline. However, the winger was isolated, and a good counter-ruck by the Beavers there drove them back. A little bit of back talk to the referee. He does not like it. We've already established that. Results in a Western Oregon penalty. That was probably Smith again with the touch finder. I've never known a referee to change his mind. So if you start chipping at him, you're not going to endear yourself to him. He's off. Again, untidy ball from the line out. A speculator kick just about took the Beavers player's head off, but unfortunately he missed both the ball and the guy's head. And the big forward there for the Beavers comes driving up there. Great run by the big fella. Again, a little bit of a high pass. But anyway, the Beavers are using the forwards to go forward here. They're under penalty advantage as the halfback, Garson, digs for the ball. They're coming back for a penalty. Again, probably likely offside. The lineouts are a bit of an adventure. Tap ball. Very untidy for the halfbacks to corral tap ball. The replacement that's come on is another Bear. Joshua Bear is the replacement. A tall, lanky fella. Looks like he could be a threat in the line out. I'm unsure if he's related to the number 8. I've just confirmed they are brothers. Beagle to throw. They go to the middle of the line out. The ball's beneath the jumper, but he manages to get it down. Now the ball's gone out to the centres, and that's a right-footed kick back to where there's no one at home except for the halfback. And that was Vaughan that puts in a pretty timely touch finder. The referee said that he was taken out after the play, so it's going to turn that into a penalty. There was no one home back there. The idea of the kick was a good idea, but Vaughan got back there and managed to corral the ball and then find touch. After he found touch, he must have been scragged. This ball does not find touch. That's a coach killer right there. The Beaver wing throws a bit of a wobbler of a pass. Now he straightens. Good run. Excellent run there. Again, the Beavers look much better when they take the ball in with the forwards, but their backs are also electric. This is Wieslander taking it in. The forwards set up on the right-hand side, but they're not really ready. And here's Bear, and he's off. He's like a gazelle. He's not a bear. He's like an antelope taking down that sideline there. Excellent run by the big fella. He's got a huge stride on him. Now they go out to another replacement player, it looks like, as they're deep inside the Beavers' 22. They throw it out to the forwards. He trundles it up. The backs are calling for it. And Ogo, big skip pass out to Taboni. The referee says he doesn't like the look of it. It looks like an offside again. A few tired boys out there now. Referee's having a talk to Taboni. He's the backs captain for the Wolves, and he's also talking to the captain for the Beavers. That's Dawson Tarrant, and I think it's probably about all of the chat that the referee is hearing, and he's had enough of it. Even though it seems as though it's a very violent game, if you talk back to the police officer, in this case the referee, bad things are about to happen to you. The result of all of this is a penalty. It's about 10 metres out from the Beavers' try line. They could take 3 points with 6 minutes to go here in the first half. Wolves trailing by 2 points. Beavers 14, Wolves 12. We have a number of options. One of which can be a scrum. It looks like they're going to have a scrum here after the stoppage. Western Oregon feed. So to Ogo. Smith. And there's Alta. That's the fullback again. He's managed to make another break, and he's over. That's Alta Gondi. Yeah, he's been very difficult to stop. He's managed to insert himself in the back line a number of times, and it seems that the Beavers are not picking up that extra man being inserted in the back line, and they're having a devil of a time stopping him. He's been ranging up outside Taboni and then receiving the ball. They actually haven't got it to the wing, I don't think, except for maybe once or twice. Instead, it's been him that's been causing havoc in the Beaver backfield. Very difficult kick here for Smith. And he's hooked it again. Pretty hard to make it from out there. So with 5 minutes to go here in the first half, it's Western Oregon 17, the Beavers 14. It might come down to who has the better fitness in this game. This time the ball's a low, tricky ball to field, but I believe George has got it, and now there's a bit of a maul going on, a little bit of argy-bargy as well. It was number 3, Yost, that was the focus of all their attention, and they got him a little bit high, and then there seemed to be a little bit of extracurricular activity in that maul. Anyway, from the ensuing penalty, Taboni gets it out wide. They've gone clear to the other sideline there. That's fantastic to get that ball with that level of width. Now the Western Oregon forwards come through on a dummy run, and the ball goes out the back. But the referee has seen an infringement in that ruck. He's getting a report from the touch judge here. It results in a penalty to the Beavers. Nice bit of footwork there by the player that's going to kick for touch here. As he scooped that ball up Messi style off the ground. Now he lays his right foot into it, and that ball's definitely out. He peeled off a good 15 metres, and the line out will be set a couple of metres inside the Wolves' territory. Beavers to throw. Again, out to the back line. He's met with quick defence, but breaking through the advantage line. Nice run there by the centre. Again, they trigger it to this right-hand side. Some weak tackling, and then he finds some support players. I believe that's the half-back in support. Now it's with Teron, the captain. Excellent support play there by the Beavers. As they struggle to win the ruck. Now they go pick and go. They're going to have to commit more forwards to clean that up. And again, they go pick and go, but they're tackled. A little bit of off-the-ball activity there. Vipperman and another player were engaged there. And again, is the referee going to have another chat to the captains? Right on the, we're very close to halftime here. The referee's trying to get this game under control. Nothing bad has happened yet, but he's having a bit of a sense of things that are going a bit sideways. That was an off-the-ball incident. I could see that number 5 was involved in it, and don't know the player from the Beavers. The bottom line, it results in a penalty, roughly where the ruck happened, about 7 metres in, right on the 22. Beavers on attack. Looks like they're going to go with some sort of forward run-up, and they do. They go to that big prop again. He's had a pretty good game as he barrels forward for another 4 or 5 metres. Halfback again finds another one of the big boys who pulls off another 2 metres. They're only about 10 metres out now, so they go to the right. Tehran feeds the centre on the crash. Again, going around the corner now, they go to the right. A bit of a wobbly old pass, and the ball's gone to ground, and the Wolves have jumped on it. No advantage, so it's going to be a knock-on there by the Beavers. Bit of a poor pass there. They were on attack, and the pass was really not able to be picked up by the player who was receiving it. Wasn't his fault, I don't believe. Super close to half-time, and there are a minute to go here before the half. The Wolves might want to not consider running it from the shadow of their goalpost this time and maybe play for some oranges and a drink at halftime. Again, the Wolves scrum under pressure. Number 8 has to take it off the back. He does get it out wide, and there it is to Smith, who actually finds the fullback in an open space, and we know how dangerous he is. And again, he wasn't held. He picks up and keeps going. No clear release is what the referee's saying, and he's had enough. He says, okay, all right, I've seen enough, and I'm going to start giving yellow cards out. He's picked out the halfback as the offender, and he's written his name down in his book. So he's in the sin bin for 10 minutes, so that's not going to be good for the Beavers to start the half without their halfback. He's looked pretty serviceable, the halfback there. It was a decent kick. Unfortunately, the Beaver player knocked the ball on, and I think that might be halftime. Very interesting first half. The Western Oregon Wolves, 17. The Oregon State Beavers, 14. We'll be back after a short break. Welcome back to Monmouth, Western Oregon University. And here, as we're about to start the second half, it's Western Oregon 17, the Beavers 14. Both teams just going to get re-warmed up here, and we'll be underway in approximately a minute. Very impressed with Altagondi today, the fullback for Western Oregon. He's inserted himself a couple of times into the line, and every time he's done that, he's created havoc in the Beavers' defensive line. The Beavers seem to have an advantage with the larger props. Probably Resendez and Sendu have taken the ball up with a fair degree of energy, and remains to be seen if they can keep going at that pace throughout the second half. But certainly they've made good yards every time they've taken it, and they're not flat-footed. They have been running onto the ball and hitting the defensive line hard. Apart from that one try where Pfeiffer took off from the tap penalty, that Western Oregon tackling has been pretty good in the main against the strong, bruising forward runners that the Beavers have. The Beavers are not just interested in the taking it up on the forwards. They've shown a propensity to get it wide as well. Spielman and Clancy have had their chances. So they've been running very directly as well. But at the moment, the Wolves have the edge, in part because of their backline. Taboni's looked very good. Smith has made some key plays. And then we had the replacement. We had a Bear replacing a Bear. And he has come on and had pulled off that dramatic run down the sideline here just before the end of the half. I thought he was going to take it all the way there at one stage. So as we resume the second half, it'll be the Beavers playing from left to right. They're in their white strip with those tricky white numbers. The referee has had a bit of his hands full today with both teams being a little chippy. I haven't seen anything the referee's done to deserve such comebacks to him. So I think that both teams need to be a bit more disciplined. It's going to be Smith to get us underway in the second half. The forwards are lined out to the right. Looks like he's going to head that way. Referee just checking his clock. And here we go for another entertaining 40 minutes. A nice kick. It's fielded back just outside the 22 by one of the Beavers players. Takes it straight up the middle. Again, seemed like the Wolves player was very quickly through on that ball. Maybe the ball was already out, but the Beavers maintain possession. Again, another big run by one of the forwards. Penalty coming. So again, under penalty advantage as the Beavers trying to create something, but they've knocked it on. Nagel, the captain, trying to find out what exactly that penalty was for. I believe the guy came through when the ball wasn't out, and he played the halfback before the halfback had his hands on the ball. The Beavers will look for touch here, and they find it. That's going to be a line out. Beavers ball, dead on halfway. Still waiting for the call to come in. We're actually waiting for Western Oregon to match numbers. The Western Oregon guys go early. The ball's thrown over them, but the Beavers maintain it. It's out to the backs. Again, a nice straight run into contact there, and the ball comes back again. Again, they come to the right. This time, the ball's charged down. Everyone's onside, and there's Bear again. He's everywhere. As he places the ball back nicely, halfback looks at his options, finds the prop. I believe that's Baker. He takes it forward very strongly. Again, footsteps heard by the first receiver there as he dropped the ball. There's a knock on. The touch judge was waving his flag furiously, but nothing has seemed to come of that. Maybe he had some insects that he was being attacked by. It's Beavers feed. Midway 22, 10-metre line in their own territory. Remember, the Beavers are down a man with the halfback being yellow carded. Oh, unlucky there as the ball was thrown back for an exit, and instead of corralling the ball and then putting it on his foot, he was a little bit quick to take his eyes off of it, and he's dropped it. Well, it looks like the Bear brothers have definitely got the best hair in the Wolves lineup. They've been keeping the Braiders busy. Much better scrum now by Western Oregon. However, the referee didn't like the look of it. He's penalised them. The Beavers go quickly. They get it wide. Clear out to the winger on that left-hand side. He makes good yards before he's brought to ground. Again, they go back to the forwards. This gentleman's had a great day. We only knew what his number was, we'd be able to tell you. Again, they go to the forwards. This time it looks like the lock bringing it up. Now the Beavers trying to get some territory with a kick, but it's well fielded back there by Alta Gondi, and he's always dangerous, as we know. He takes the ball up, and now Western Oregon have it. No organisation back there. Didn't quite know what they had on. And now Ogo grabs the ball, cleans things up, takes it straight up. Nice heads-up play by Ogo. This time they're more organised, and they bring the ball forward in a more coherent fashion. Unfortunately, though, another infringement there. Might have been leaving their feet. Again, they've gone quickly. Again, he's sprung away from the rest of his counterparts. They don't seem to know what he's going to do next. And maybe that was the same player. I think that was Pfeiffer again. The Beavers now deep on attack. Ruck ball one. Right on the edge of the 22. Taron takes it in. He's met. Good tackle. Beavers regain possession. As the big lock is looking for someone to pass it to. That is Billquist. Now it's come to the right-hand side. Beavers still winning consecutive ruck balls. They've taken it up. This time it's Beagle who comes up with another big run. Beavers knocking on the door here with a man down. Excellent way to start the day. A nice little wrap around there. He's gone to ground. He gets up, keeps playing. Western Oregon getting their defensive line set as the forwards come at them again. They've got to tackle high and low here. One person to wrap up the legs, another person to wrap up the ball. And the referee says, you guys are offside. Too eager. And there's another penalty. He's yet to set the mark. He's walking back to where the infringement happened. As they discuss their options. It's Clark that finally steps up. And it's going to be Clark to kick for... yeah, you can move that. Sorry, we're just having a little... moving some furniture around here in the booth. That's in the way. Clark has looked pretty proficient. And he's jammed that one right through. That ties it up. 17 apiece. It's a good idea to take the points there. They were on attack. I had Western Oregon under pressure, but any time you can score 3 points while you've got a man off the field in a yellow card situation, I think you take it. Effectively a brand new ball game. 9 minutes gone in the second half, 17 all. Apparently it always comes down to the wire between these two teams. Smith with the restart. This time he goes a little deeper, and that's fielded down right on the 22. Finds one of those big forward bruising runners again, who takes it straight at the Western Oregon defense. Again, this time I think it's Sendu coming up here. He's had a good game as well. They've been using their front rowers extremely well, the Beavers. This time there's a clearing kick, and that's a good kick. Peeled off a lot of distance. Got them out of their half, and now they're going to play it in Wolves territory, right on the 10-metre line. Wolves will have the throw, however. They go to the front. Tapped back by the Beavers. Then they send it wide out to this right-hand side. They've gone all the way out to the winger, who's a great spot tackle there by Kohler. Absolute great tackle. Again, Beavers take those forwards straight up the middle. They're waiting just like a train on the track here. Again, they come on right up to the 10-metre line. And they lost it forward, but there's a penalty. Not rolling away. Jordan's hand signal's a little confusing. Either way, it's a penalty. The kick for touch. He's found it. Good kick. About 2 metres in the 22 of Western Oregon. The Beavers on attack. The halfback has rejoined the fray. A delayed throw, goes to the front. The Beavers maul it. Taking a little while to get organised. It's gone to ground, so now they're going to have to use it. And now they swing it. Good runner on the angle cut. The centre takes it in on the secondary crash. Again, now they go to the left again. Players swinging it wide, but they're a little bit flat-footed. They're mid in defence, and he's slightly isolated out there. Have the Beavers won it again? They do. And the Western Oregon team is exposed on that blind side, but it doesn't matter. There was an infringement in there as the Beavers won the ball. They won it illegally, and it's going to be a Western Oregon penalty. A bit of a wobbler of a kick. However, it got behind the Beavers players, and now is what he with one chaser. That one chaser has managed to attempt to scrag the Beaver player, and he put the player under pressure in a bit of a wobbler of a pass, and it was right at the player's feet, and he couldn't pick it up. Very fortunate there, Western Oregon. They did not find touch with that penalty. They had one chaser, and he managed to put pressure on the Beaver returning player. It's going to be Vaughan to feed. Again, the Beaver Wolf scrum under pressure. It looked like there was a hand in that scrum, which I didn't like. However, they've got the ball. The referee didn't see it. Again, a good run there as he's made extra yards after making contact. However, the referee's playing penalty advantage, I believe. Beavers under advantage as one of the Beaver players discards one of the Western Oregon players. Now it's come back to the other side. Apparently he wasn't playing any sort of advantage because now Western Oregon have it. Again, a bit of a tough pass for a prop to catch, one that's over your head, and now it looks like the ball has been turned over. The Beavers go back and look for a clearing kick. It's out, but it wasn't the prettiest kick we've seen today. He had plenty of time there. Probably needed to peel off a bit more territory. Western Oregon to throw. Seems like they get their calls in a little group and then they go to proceed to the line out, and then they've been largely going to the front. Haven't seen them go to the back yet. Again, they go to the front. This is a better ball right off the top. The backs are flat-footed, however, and they throw it through the chain, and now they get it completely wide. Way out here, and that's Kohler. He's looked very dangerous. Looks like he goes to the same hairdresser as the Bear brothers. I'm not rocking that's as much a good stylish haircut as these guys. I'm joined here today with Malia. She's on the camera. Earlier we had Darian as the camera operator. All of these guys are learning stuff and here hanging out at Western Oregon. It's great that they get to participate in this stuff. The Beaver jumper gets extremely high there, and they get it out to the centres. They've got a man, nice pass, and he's received it. Excellent support play by the Beavers there. And now he's racing away down that left-hand side. Pretty hard to do to run out of space on this very wide field, but he managed to be bundled into touch. The Western Oregon backline did pretty good to get over there after he got clear. Looks like the touch judge giving a report to the referee. Long and the short of it, it's Western Oregon's throw. Midway, 22 and 10-metre line. Western Wolves territory. Again, the Beaver jumpers get up, disturb that line, in fact, get it back with a tap ball. Now it's untidy as they get it into the back line. However, they managed to shovel it out wide. One more pass might have been the go there. Anyway, he's wrapped up and corralled by the Western Oregon players. Beavers look like they're going to win it. Again, they run it up with the forwards. He kind of ducked into that tackle, but the tackle was pretty high. Again, they trigger the forwards. And there's the big bruising prop. Again, taking up yards and taking up space. Now they've looked to get to the backs involved. Another good spot tackle, but where's the Western Oregon ruckers to take advantage of that? There were none, and now the Beavers have it again. Again, they use the props to take it up. I think that's taking its toll, tackling these big guys. Western Oregon starting to feel some of those hits that they've put on those guys. So far, their defense is holding up. Now they go to the left-hand side. Clear out to the winger, but he's brought to ground, and he's in touch again. Even with the binoculars, it's pretty hard to see the numbers over there, so I apologise to all of the people at home listening for your son's name to be called. It's a long way from where we are in our booth. Game still tied. 17 all. 21 minutes to play. They've gone a little deeper in the line out. Unfortunately, the lifters were not able to keep the man up, and the ball's come back on the Beavers' side. Again, pick and go by the Beaver big men. And again, they peel off another couple of meters, just fighting for those yards. Again, grabbing the ball at pace, little check pass. Beavers winning consecutive ruck balls again, putting together a lot of phases. Pretty untidy passage of play here. Things need to settle it down. They'll settle it down by the big forwards coming again. Now they go pick and go. Another pick and go. Halfback now, brings in the man tight. Another forward running very, very close to the ruck. Good angles being run by these Beaver forwards. The referee, after a knock on by the Beaver player, brings them back to, he was playing a long advantage there. He's brought them back to for a Beaver scrum. About 3 meters. This side of the 10-meter line. Beavers on attack. Spielman and Clancy are talking it over in the midfield. Number 8 peels off the back. That was Mason who took the ball off the back. However, the Beavers have lost it forward. Again, they get a bit flat-footed. I believe that's Baker who took the ball up. But the Beavers are receiving the ball on the move with their forward pack, and they seem to be a bit more capable of making yards under that scenario. It's anyone's game. Looks like to me, though, Beavers are playing better in the second half so far. And they've been taking advantage of the territorial situation here in the second half. The referee explaining what he wants from the front rowers and what his expectations are in the scrum. The Beavers have definitely had the advantage in this department today, probably because of the size of the pack. Vaughan feeds it. There's a free kick ensuing from that scrum. The Wolves don't seem to be don't really know what has happening. They haven't turned around yet. Now they do, but already the Beavers have sent it out to their centres. Another spot tackle. The fullback came up to try to make that, but he squirted away, and the Beavers win the ruck ball. Now again, they attack that left-hand side. Now they go back to the forwards. Trying to tire those Western Oregon tacklers out. Again, nice little interplay among the forwards as that player is wrestled to the ground. Again, halfback has triggered it, but it's put on the deck by the first receiver. Referee's coming back. He was under penalty advantage. It's going to be a penalty to the Beavers. It's kickable. It's just outside the 22, about 5 metres outside the 22. Maybe Clark might want to have a look at this. Hard to figure out. Looks like he's kicking into the wind here. And that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to kick for goal here. It's up, and it's good. Beavers take the lead, 20-17. I think we'll probably have that long-awaited hydration break. I know that a few players out there are a bit thirsty. I know that I'm getting a bit dry up here. So we're in for a good last 16 minutes. Beavers up 20-17. They've had the better of the second half so far, even though they were a player down to start the second half. He's rejoined the action, and they've been pretty much camped in Western Oregon territory the entire second half. Certainly was a nice drive down here today through the Oregon countryside. Very pleasant spot to be down here in Monmouth. A lot of fall colour here. You can see some nice maples turning red. You've got the surrounding hills and a pretty bucolic setting here. A nice place to go to university, one would think. I'm sure the coaches will be giving last-minute instructions to these teams. Oregon State, coached by Jawan Johnson. He's the head coach. Nafiz Azam, Quinn Vesley, Emerson Hebling, Sam Bradley and Marshall Roaches are assistants. A lot of assistants there. Western Oregon, coached by Sean Pomeroy and Ben Barlow. I talked to both head coaches before the game, and certainly the Wolves were looking to improve their performance after getting a pretty decent pasting up at Boise State last week. They lost 39-5, and I think they can certainly say that their performance today will be much better. They've looked pretty electric on attack, and after an initial surf feed of ball at the beginning of the game, possession has evened out, and now the Beavers have started to gain more possession, and they've been pretty consistent about taking it up with their bigger forwards and making the Western Oregon Wolves tackle them. The Beavers working on a theory: if it ain't broke, if it isn't broke, don't fix it. They've had success taking those runs with the large front row. Beagle Resendez and Sendu had a pretty good game. We're just getting some hydration here in the booth. So that was that penalty kick by Clark. He's a pretty serviceable kicker. And so right after that hydration break, we are going to rejoin the action with Smith to restart. He's gone here to this side. I think that's Bilquist who's went up for it. But the ball's been gathered by the Wolves, and they look like they're inspired to make a big effort here and try to attack. Now that's a replacement that's come on. He's come on with some intent to take it straight up the guts. I believe that was Hardman, Julius Herdman. He's come on as a replacement. He's a wide body. And now they've gone straight to the corner. That's what you want to see from the replacement players. As soon as they get into the action, you want them to come out there and make a difference. Well, this is just what the doctor ordered for the Wolves. They've got a line out deep inside Oregon State territory. I'd say they're about 7 or 8 metres outside the try line. Their line out's been a little bit iffy at times. They've gone to the front a few times, but the timing's just been a smidge off. Again, they go to the front. Again, the ball is upset. And as the Western Oregon players try to corral that ball and then throw it back in field, they've actually been bundled into touch. Referee's called for time off as one of the players need assistance. He might be cramping up down there due to the unseasonably warm weather. It's so hot out here. Altagondi is showing his midriff. But he's behind the action there. We're down here with the Beavers throw, right on their own 5 metre line. Again, the Western Oregon guys go early in their jump, but the ball went to the middle of the line out, and there's a clearance kick by, I think that was Clancy. Pressure being put on here by Western Oregon. They need to clean up this line out. Again, untidy. Tap ball. The Beavers have it. Now they swing it. Good guards being gained there. Good 5 metres made there by that player. They head out to the left. And that's the first receiver. I believe that's Taryn taking the ball up. And now a kick by the halfback. And Altagondi is right there waiting for it. This time he's met with the Beaver chase. He didn't get anywhere. So they've got their eyes on him now. However, the Wolves have it. They take it to the forwards. Good yards being made there, giving the Beavers a dose of their own medicine. Again, good direct running there by the forwards. They keep it there. However, the pass has gone behind them Another replacement player is on there, and he threw a pass. It was very, very difficult for the player to grab because he was about to get swallowed up by a Beaver defender. Beavers make hay out of this. They're now on attack, and then again taking it up with the forwards. Again, very, very solid tackling by the Western Oregon guys in the main. That ball popped free, and it suddenly ended up on the Western Oregon side, and that's obvious infringement. It can't do that by the laws of rugby physics. A quick decision too by the Beavers to kick for goal with this penalty. There was no horsing around there. The Wolves squandered their attacking opportunities down here in the red zone. They had a couple of attacking lineouts. They just couldn't get the timing of the lift and the throw correct. And the Beavers have been upsetting their line out pretty much all day after initial success by the Wolves. He's got a pretty good strike on this, and yes, it's a good kick. Well done. That was a pretty decent distance. It was a good 35 metres out. Probably in line with the left-hand upright, but that was nonetheless a very good kick. The score now 23 Beavers and the Western Oregon Wolves 17. The Beavers have scored 6 unanswered here. Both players try to get high and grab that, and it beats both of them and falls into touch. And it must have been untouched. So it's Beavers' ball. Sometimes when the line-out's not working, Western Oregon might want to mix it up with a short line-out. But in this case, it's Beavers' throw. They've gone with the long line-out all day and had success with it. There we go. Again, this time it's won by Western Oregon, but it's untidy. It's tap ball. Halfback is completely swallowed up. The forwards now secure possession. They've gone to the flat-footed forwards, who's come forward, and he's got the ball away in contact. And that is Nagel with a run down the side there. Vaughan, the halfback, gets it to Bear, or is that George? I think it was George. No, sorry, it was Bear. Very untidy piece of play there. Now we get it to the backs. That's where Western Oregon need to make some hay. Smith's trying to get rid of it in the tackle. I don't know if that's a good idea. He finally elects to go to ground with it and then reset. A little bit of one-on-one stuff here happening at the moment. Now they come back to the right-hand side. They're met behind the advantage line, but at least they're winning the ball again. Bear, he's throwing a little dummy, and then he's taken off. They're still working the side. Here's Taboni. He's been slippery at times. He makes the first man miss, and now he's will be dragged all the way up, getting about 5 metres outside the 22. Bit more intent now by the Western Oregon players. And now they're lining up. They go, give me the ball. That's what we want to see. And there's Yost taking it up. There's a good run by him. The ball's a little bit behind Taboni, but he gathers it in. He sends it wide, and there's the fullback again. They've got their eye on him now. They're not giving him any space to move. They come back this way. Good passage of play by the Wolves. That's the big man, Hardman, taking it up here. He's come on, and he's already made a difference. Beavers might have turned it over here, but unfortunately they knocked it on. I believe we have a replacement at hooker for Oregon State. I believe Benjamin Nord has come on to be the hooker for the Beavers. The Beaver front row's put in a pretty decent shift today. They'd be very proud of those guys. There'd be some tired bodies there. Great attacking opportunity here. Western Oregon scrum, dead midfield, about 10 metres outside the 22. Scrum's under pressure, but they get it out to the left-hand side. Taboni finds a bit of a basketball pass to Gondi, and he's made it all the way to the 22. The forwards here, and this is Hardman taking it up again, making himself available for the run. That's great. Bit of a loose pass. It finally finds a Western Oregon player, but he's going backwards. The referee says those Beaver players were up too fast, well offside. Taboni thought about it for a second. Now he's going to talk it over. Smith has it. He's going to look for touch. He does find it. Now he's banking on his line out, being a little bit more proficient. We've got another replacement now coming on here. Looks like CJ Stanley has come on for Taboni. Correction. That's Molino Jacinto come on for Taboni. Western Oregon. Right on attack here. They go to the front. Comes down on the Western Oregon side, but it's gathered up by one of the big props by the Beavers. He accidentally clocks the guy on the back of the head as he came to ground, and he helps him up. He's going to have a bloody headache there tonight, Mr. Vaughan will. He got a forearm shiver right to the back of the neck. He's shaking it off at the moment. Western Oregon throw again. They've got to get two hands on this ball in the line out and then give the halfback clean ball. This time they do that. Now they get it to the backs. Unfortunately, the receiver was flat-footed. But anyway, another basketball pass by Smith, and then he's got it to Altagoni. And he's found the winger on the far side, and he's going to go in for the try. Or is it? Yes, he's finally put it down. He was trying to go under the sticks, but he got a little bit over his skis there, and then got corralled by a few players, and then decided that I better put the ball down. Not sure who scored the try. I'm going to go with number 22, Molino Jacinto. He just came on for Taboni, who's had a great game, Taboni. Now Smith for the lead. He's missed it. But the touch judge was not in position to make the call. The referee's talking about something. Looks like that's a no countsy on the kick. He's got a mulligan, if you will. Oh, I believe the referee was just verifying that the try was scored with the touch judges. That was what the hold-up was. And after they talked it over, they said he did actually dot it down. He got a little bit careless. Wow. And given a second chance, he made no mistake with that conversion. And the Wolves have jumped on top 24-23 with under 5 minutes to play. Well, I can see why the player was trying to get around behind the goalposts, but if I ever got across the line, I was not. I was very eager to put the ball down. I wasn't going to mess around. But anyway, the try was scored, and the kick was successful, in part due to the fact that, well, he got 2 goes at it, and the fact that his guy helped him out by getting it a little closer to the posts. Here's the restart. It's Altagondi underneath the ball again, and he's squirted away, but unfortunately he's lost the ball forward as he was just about to break free. And a kick in general play there by the Beavers. I'm not quite sure what they were up to there. Probably should have kept the ball in hand, but it's no matter. They were under advantage from the knock-on by Altagondi. Maybe he was hard to tackle because his jersey's halfway around his neck. He's very slippery, we know that. He's been a bit of a talisman for the Western Oregon Wolves. As he goes, so do they, it seems like. The Beavers are getting close to last chance saloon here. Garson to feed. Again, stable platform by the scrum. They come this side. A bit of a miscommunication in the back line. And again, another great spot tackle, this time by Kohler. He's made a couple of really nice tackles right around the legs. Again, they take it up with the forwards. Big run there by the lock. Good clear out. Again, Beaver forwards want it. This time they go to the backs. Dummy. And now he's running sideways and he gets met with a very, very good tackle. Another, it was Bear again on the tackle. Attempted counter ruck by the Wolves comes unstuck, and it may be a penalty coming to the Beavers. Indeed it is. He lost his feet as he came through on the counter ruck, and the refs don't like it when you lose your feet. The Beavers will probably look for touch and then try to set up camp inside, deeper inside Wolves territory. Clark, for a moment, has come forward saying, give me a chance to kick it. It's a bit far out, one would think. So they've gone for the sideline. Unfortunately, he didn't make touch. A bit of a wobbler pass, but now he's found Altagondi, who links up with his outside numbers. And I believe that's Bear, the number 8. Great spot tackle there, but he made a lot of people miss, and he's made great ground down this side. Play right in front of us now as Western Oregon try to play keep away here. All they've got to do is hold on to the ball, and they're going to win this game. Bear wants to win the game single-handedly. He's demanding the ball and taking it into contact. Again, now they go out to the forwards. They're met in the backfield. Beavers' furious defense as they try to turn this ball over and get the ball back for another crack at them. Oh, and unlucky there as the ball squirted away there from Smith, I believe. He'd already made plans to kick that ball out, didn't watch it all the way into his hands, and he dropped it. Excellent attacking opportunity for the Beavers. 55 seconds left in this encounter. Can the Beavers cook something up here? The scrum's given them a good platform. Their captain, Dawson Teron, is set up deep. He wants the ball for the backs. And it looks like there's going to be Clancy and Spielman are going to cook up some midfield magic for them. Here they go. Dawson into the centres. They've got the ball. Oh, he's dropped it, unfortunately, but the referee says play on. It's a little scrappy as far as I'm concerned. It's play on, but the referee has blown the whistle. He says there was a knock on there. Still a few minutes on the clock. They're going to set the scrum. A few seconds on the clock, by correction. Going to be a big effort by the Beaver scrum here. They're going to try to push them off the ball, win a tight head, and see if they get one more chance to pierce this pretty solid Western Oregon defense. I mean, pretty impressed with the way they've tackled today. Big push by the Beavers there. I don't know how it didn't result in a penalty to the Beavers, but the referee says no, it's going to be a penalty to Western Oregon. That scrum was under such immense pressure, I was unsure how the referee came up with that, but he's the boss, and this game's over. Western Oregon have taken it 24-23 in a bit of a thriller. The Beavers have got to feel a bit robbed. The conversion that caused them to lose was on the second go. So, but apparently they were discussing the try being scored, and the referee and the touch judges were not behind the goalposts. So Smith, who took the kick, got a free practice swing. Well, thank you for joining us here on this broadcast here at Western Oregon University today. I hope you've enjoyed the game. It was a thrilling encounter. In the end, Western Oregon 24, Oregon State Beavers 23. Thanks to all the people here who make this happen at Western Oregon University, all the camera people, and Andy Main from the athletic department here. This is Chip Burnside signing off from Monmouth, Oregon. Good afternoon.
a good lift.
Hey everyone, last call for the merchandise tent. If you'd like to purchase any WOU Rugby gear, we'll be closing that up in about 5 minutes, so head over there, last call.